Get ready, Patriots. You are going to see a cocky college student step up to the plate, insult the great Dinesh D'Souza, only to get absolutely humbled on the spot. Guys, it's going to be a good one. I think you're going to like it. You know, what is it with young people and arrogance? And, you know, I don't want to just say it's young people, okay? Because we have many people who are, frankly, they're getting a little older. They're not that young anymore. And they are still acting very arrogant in that kind of manner. And it's almost as if people are just not growing up at all nowadays. Now, that's a side tangent. I ran for another time. So we're going to get into it. But first, do me a big favor here, guys. Like our video and share it around so we can keep bringing you guys this great, hard-hitting content. As always, Patriots, I'm your host, Darian, and this is Resist the Mainstream.
I'm a op-ed writer for the school paper. And full disclosure, I wrote an article saying that I think you're a hack. Now, I came with an open mind. And I was disappointed to find that much like much of the current president's comments, yours are based on sort of shallow logic, lack of expertise, no real facts, and economic ignorance.
And he's not going to back up any of those statements. Just watch.
Let me say this.
Yep.
If it is the case
every time
that in what I said tonight, and I put some fairly incendiary material on the table, if I had said something that was even arguably wrong, factually wrong, about the Democratic Party or about fascism or about Trump, it would be very easy for someone to point it out.
Right.
So normally, if you're going to call someone a hack, you should kind of try to establish your own bona fides. You know, it's okay.
Oh, man. Brutal.
It's okay. Look, a certain amount of moral indignation is the staple of being a late teen. And so, I think we should be indulgent.
Yeah, it's safe to say that that kid just got cooked. And I will say that is totally true. I know that I definitely had some moral indignation in my younger years. So, hey, can't beat up on the guy too much. You know, he very well could be in a stage of learning, maturing, and growth, and he will learn from that. Now, with all that being said, I will say I cannot stand it when people go ahead and make claims and have nothing to back it up. It is just so irritating. You know, they're either, this is how the left does it, all right? They'll either make it and then not elaborate and just expect you, you know, to just understand inherently. Like, I'll give you a good example here. When they say, just because you say you have black friends doesn't mean you're not racist. That's a stupid argument. You know, then they just make a face while they say it as if that makes their point. And I'm just here thinking, yeah, actually, if I do have black friends, that means by definition, I'm not racist. Because why would I have black friends if I wasn't racist? But, you know, anyways, I know it's a cheap example, but it's true nonetheless. But also, when you try to press these people on these points, they just get super upset. They get angry. Again, you know, they'll call you some horrible name. They'll run away. They'll be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe you asked that. How disgusting and terrible. It's all just so old, tired, and stupid. And, you know, if you're going to act like that, you know, and make claims, you know, but not have anything to back it up, maybe just shut up and stop talking. You know, the world would be better off for it. And by the way, the world includes you. You will be better off for it because we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. And I know it's ironic because I'm talking right now, but we have that because we're designed to listen. At least that's my view on things, all right? You learn a lot more by listening than you do talking. It's just the truth. Now, speaking of ridiculous name calling, let's see another example of a student who goes absolutely ballistic when talking to D'Souza.
Hold on, don't shout at me. Don't shout at me. No, you came voluntarily. Did I ask you to come? No, don't shout at me. I'm defending fascism. No, I'm exposing you as a fascist. Because do you realize, I'll tell you how. You asked me a question. Hold on.
How am I a fascist with people who are hurtful and there's Russians who are still
What?
Are you familiar with the black shirts in Italy or the brown shirts in Germany? Do you realize that they would go to campuses, goons, and would stand in the back of the room, and when somebody tried to make an intelligent presentation and answer questions, they would shout them down, yell at them, try to intimidate them, and count as success if they could get the event canceled and the speaker threatened. But see, the problem is, sometimes you get speakers like me who are not scared of people like you. We recognize your frauds.
Good stuff. You know, ironically, leftists practice fascism in America, especially in frequent years. You could argue for all of American history, but let's just look at the past 8 years or so, okay? Specifically with big tech censorship, all right? That you could argue is fascism, all right? You have a big conglomeration of corporate and state power working together to silence and quash their dissent. And this was proven, by the way. It's not even up for debate anymore. I mean, it was obviously anyone who's paying attention and, is smart and has a brain and thinks about things. But look at Elon Musk's Twitter files, for instance. You remember that? It proved that the CIA and FBI were working with Twitter execs and actively telling them, hey, take this down. We don't like this. We don't like this ideology that's being promoted. Ban this person, ban that person, ban these phrases. Don't allow this, don't allow that. It was proven. And Mark Zuckerberg, the Meta CEO, that guy, he's talked about it as well. He came out on Joe Rogan recently and said, hey, yeah, the government actually told us at Facebook and Meta and Instagram to take down posts that they didn't like routinely. And we did it. He even admitted to it. That scoundrel, Mark, that you are a scoundrel. But anyways, he did admit to it. And I know it's a little tangent, but guys, he's not based just because he suddenly pretended he's against censorship now, even though he's actually not even doing that in practice anyways. Do not allow him to get away with that, okay? We cannot do that. Now, back to the clip.
I recognize that ultimately you are afraid of ideas. You're not willing to engage with me. Yes, you're afraid of ideas. You're not afraid of fascists. You think I pose a threat to you? I'm an immigrant. I came to America with nothing. What threat do I pose to you?
You promoted dangerous, violent ideas that kill millions of people.
I propose dangerous, violent ideas to kill people? Who have I killed?
And you look at capitalism. You are a part of
Capitalism? Do you realize that Hitler's deadly opponent was capitalism? Have you read the Nazi 25-point platform? Let me give you a few themes from it. State control of the banks. Do you support that? No. State control of healthcare. Do you support that? State control of education. Do you support that? No. All right. What I'm trying to get at is the fascist ideology is one that is distinctly on the left, whether or not you personally support it.
This is an interesting point D'Souza makes, and I will say I 100% agree that this idea that fascism is exclusively right-wing, I don't buy it. I don't buy that. I think that's a little crap. But I do want to ask, is it possible that fascism is potentially both usable on the left wing and the right wing? That's how it seems to be to me personally. I actually don't know. I'm seriously, guys, I'm actually a little humbled here because this is a topic I've deeply pondered and I'm not sure of. Let me know in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Is fascism, is it only right wing? Is it only left wing? Can it be either or? Does the whole left and right categorization not even make sense in the first place? I want to hear your thoughts, my great, beautiful, handsome, depending on the sex, and charismatic RTM viewers. Let us know in the comments, guys. I want to hear it.
not done any political theory. Fascism is specifically on the right. It is talking about a race superior to another. You are not saying it's about the left has problems. The left has been co-opted.
All right, hold on. I don't look. In fairness, there's going to be plenty of time to engage you. But let me just say this. No movement that calls itself a national socialist movement is going to be on the right. And the idea that the fascists are right-wing because they support racial superiority, wait a minute. The guy who showed the Ku Klux Klan movie in the White House was Woodrow Wilson, a progressive Democrat. So progressivism was married to racism at the hip. So don't pretend it was a right-wing phenomenon. It wasn't.
And voila. Here we are. What do you all think? I found this to be a pretty interesting discussion. I'm still, trying to ponder this whole fascism thing, and I want to hear your thoughts on that. So, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button down below, comment your thoughts on fascism, and we'll see you all again soon. God bless.